Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today we have a different video. This is very weird to do. So I was trying to hold on to this video before they confirmed it, but I think we got the confirmation today, and I'm gonna try to upload this video today. In case you didn't know, there was leaks of supposedly the OP14 leaders. These leaks were not confirmed because they were custom alt arts, although the person who leaked them pretty much showed the exact effect of Hancock and Mihawk when they got revealed. So pretty much people were speculating that those effects were true in all of the leaders, including one Red Law leader. And so what happened today was there was a big tournament over there on the East, and Bandai decided to pretty much reveal many other leaders, pretty much confirming that those leaks were in fact true. They revealed the Crocodile, they revealed, I think, the Doflamingo, and so the only leaders they did not confirm were Law and Maria. Oh, and also Jinbei, were Law and Maria, but it's pretty much safe to assume that the leaks were in fact true. And as you guys can see, I am a very big fan of Law. I've been playing this deck. I've been playing Law pretty much all my life. Yeah, since the game started, all my life. That's a big statement. But yeah, Law is my favorite character, and I was always playing Law. I started by playing Red-Green Law, then once RP Law came, I just fell in love with that deck and played that deck every single set without even trying to build any other deck, till it finally got banned. And when it got banned, I pretty much was without any deck, and I couldn't play for the whole OP8. Yeah, OP8 I couldn't just play because I didn't have a deck, and when finally the starters came, I could start using the starter Luffy, the purple Luffy, to play again. But obviously he was not Law, so I never quite liked him. Then there was the green-yellow Law, which obviously it's a Law, and obviously I got excited. The problem with that Law was I hated the colors that Law played, which were green and yellow. I hated it. And those are my two least favorite colors to play. I only played with the green color because of the red-green Law. The rest of the green decks never really said anything to me. So when that Law got announced, I was like, oh, come on, man. I really don't like those two colors. And then the effects as well was the first Law effect that I didn't like. The fact that he was using Shambles from his life. It kind of made sense lore-wise, but still it was very, very bad in my opinion. And then I played with the deck and I didn't like it. But every single day after that deck got released, I always looked at the Law and thought, you know, he's Law, maybe I should play him because he's just Law, but the cards were getting more and more expensive. That deck was getting way out of hand in terms of cost. And so I was like, you know what, I don't like the colors, I don't like the effect, I don't like the way this Law plays. So I guess from now on, I'm not a Law player anymore. Then these leaks came and a Red Law got leaked, and I got extremely excited. To be honest, I always wanted a Law that was only a monocolor, and we got that. And it's red and it's fine. Obviously, I would prefer to be purple because that's just my favorite color. But it is super... This is great news, man. I was waiting on that Law so long. And so, as you guys can see, I went to get my hat and my sword to celebrate the fact that I'm gonna get the Law. And so, what I want to say with this announcement, today's video is actually not just saying this announcement. It's actually a bit of theory crafting on this deck. But what I want to say is, although I've been playing Ace and Roger and Purple Kata, once OP14 comes, I'll most likely be playing Law because, well, you guys get it from this video. I'll still probably bring videos of Ace and Roger because those decks I think will be very strong still in OP14 for what I'm seeing, and they are very fun. And obviously, if I'm gonna actually build the decks and spend money on them, might as well play with them, right? So yeah, sorry for the sirens in the background. But Law is something that I've been waiting for very long, for that for the law to finally come again, where I would be looking at it and saying, yeah, this is my deck. And this law is it. Just for you to know, I've been buying every single Heart Pirates, pretty much, cards or cards that I thought would go into the next law leader, just trying to predict the law. I have almost all the tech for this deck, just because I was collecting cards in case a new law came, except obviously yellow and green. So I don't have the secret law, or not even gonna be buying the new AB03. Yeah, AB03 law that's coming. So yeah, because yellow and green are cards that colors that I kind of refuse to play. So this deck is just perfect. I don't need to spend a lot of money on the yellow color or green, although green is actually starting to go down finally. And I already have a lot of the cards. Still, I don't have the cards that are coming because this deck does need a lot of support for it to actually work, and that's what we're here to do today. I'm gonna be telling you guys what I think the deck will be trying to do, but first we need to look at the leader's effect. So I'm gonna be reading off here. Let me just fix my hat. So activate main once per turn, select 2 of your Supernova or Heart Pirates type characters. Swap their base power of the selected characters with each other during this turn. So this is very unique and very fun. We already know that law is always like with the Shambles ability, but the fact that they picked up the Punk Hazard personality shift is insanely fun to look at, and it gives a lot of possibilities of imagining future cards or how the strategy is going to play out. The first thing we know, obviously, is that you're going to play one Searcher, then you're going to play one Heart Pirate, Supernova, whatever. You're probably going to swing with it and then just shift the power to the Searcher and just swing with the Searcher, and you get 2 free searches, which is really nice. Then you pass turn and that Searcher will probably need to be KO'd, or you will just keep swapping the power, so that Searcher not only searches, not only swings, it also becomes a pseudo blocker. So that's already really good. But yeah, this is what we can do with the leader right now. Now let's hop into the sim, where I'm gonna show you guys cards that we kind of need and cards we kind of already have that we could play into the deck. Alright, I'll see you in a second. So here we are back. Let me just put this right over here. Yep, still using the hat. So here we have what could be like possibilities of cards we could fit in the deck, or I'm gonna use some of these cards to kind of create a variation that we could see has support in OP14. Let's go by order. It's fine going by order. First is Bartolomeo, which right now he's considered Supernova, but we don't actually have a red card for him. That is a 2k power while also being a blocker. What we could do though is we can still play this one, but he has a block 1. This means he would get removed very early once we get to OP14. I think April the block system starts to be implemented, and that means this card just becomes unusable. So I think the red law, to have some longevity, needs to have a new card of Bartolomeo, sorry, I keep saying it with my Portuguese accent. I think it would be very good to have like which is pretty much just a 2k and a blocker, which we could use on law, which is a Supernova, just like this red Bartolomeo. But a new card just like this Bartolomeo would be fine. If the block system wasn't in place, playing this Bartolomeo could be fine. He's a Supernova, which hopefully we'll get a Searcher for it, but I'll get to that. And he's a blocker, and if you attach 2 Dawn during your opponent's turn, he gets plus 3k power, so he becomes a 5k. What this can do is you can actually play him, and then you can still use him as a swing because of your leader effect. That's pretty much what I'm going with. And he's still a blocker on your opponent's turn, and a 5k blocker at that. So he could have a very interesting mechanic and a lot of versatility into the deck. And that's why I think we should get a new Bartolomeo and not this one. But this one would actually be somewhat fine, I believe. Next is Zoro. Obviously this Zoro is also block 1, so he should get removed in the block system. But while we can use him, we probably will be using him because he's a supernova. He's a rush, like the combo I talked to you about at the beginning of the video, in the intro, where you just play Searcher, play a rush character supernova, swing and swap the power is with this Zoro. So yeah, obviously we'll be playing him. We could have a new, sorry, I think, yeah, the train, sorry for the train in the background. We could be seeing a new Zoro as well. But I think if they're going to be bringing law support, I think most of it will be Hacked Pirates in red color. So this will probably just be used or not be used at all while the block system is not in place. Next is Beppo. I did put this Beppo. This obviously has a really great possibility, but as you guys can see, once again, block number 1 right over there. The reason why I'm bringing the block system into this discussion is because if we don't get a good enough support on OP14, it means the deck will not last till the block numbers come. So once the block system is in place, the deck could potentially just die. And so I think it needs some really good support actually for it to stay relevant as long as possible. And so I think this, again, we probably can't play it. It will be expensive because it's an event card, a promo card in this case. And it was already expensive back in the day, and once this law comes out, it'll go up in price again. I don't have it because, again, it was very expensive. But what I believe is they will release something like this as support in OP14. Or what they could do, and that would be really good actually, it's to release this card and say, look, we know it was a promo card, so we're just gonna release it in OP14, and we're actually gonna update the block number. That would be nice, but I don't think it will happen, obviously. It's a new set, they'll release new cards, so I don't see this happening. So what I want to say with this card is they need to release more 2k counters that are red Heart Pirates or red Supernovas, but I'm leaning into the Heart Pirates variant. This is a card that's probably going to be played. This came in OP09, never saw use because RP Law got banned. And so you could play it in the red-green law, but it's not good actually. But with this new law, it could see potential, and I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit further, how this could actually go up in potential. But for now, it's still a really good card. You set it up, especially going second, if you can play it on curve. And then on the next turn, you can swing with it, give minus 2k power to your opponent. And then you can use its power to swap the power with someone else, and then you can use that extra swing to swing onto the character that you gave minus 2k power to. So it has a lot of versatility as well, but I think it could be even better. But this probably will be played in the deck. Another potential card is this Monkey D. Luffy. This is an SR that you need to reveal 2 event cards for you to activate this effect. That's why I don't know if it's actually gonna be played, but if the law actually plays a good amount of events, we could see play with this. But what I want to talk about here is if you actually manage to get the power through. As you guys know, Heart Pirates are not very strong. Actually, Law pretty much carries that whole crew alone. So they could give us supports as Heart Pirates, and you could potentially just play Luffy and play like a potential Searcher that comes up with this effect, and also you can attach Dawn to make it stronger then. You know, so this has some use. So for example, let's imagine you play this, you reveal 2 event cards, you play a Searcher, which then refills your hand a little bit, and then that Searcher stays there, so the next turn you can actually swing with it, and this Luffy. So it's a good setup, it's a good combo. The only problem here is you having event cards in hand. With Rayleigh, obviously this is very easy, but with Law might not be as easy, but I am hoping it is. I would love to see this Luffy see play in Law. I think it would be very fun, but obviously this would push the price of this card up. But again, I think it would be very good. Next is the promo McDonald's Toy Law. Once again, block number is 1, so we could see this going away with the block system. Again, this is very good because you are giving minus 2k power to your opponent's characters, and then you can actually just switch the power between this card and a searcher. Again, I'm giving the searcher as an example because it's the best way possible to use the effect, I believe. And then you can use its 5k swing of this card with the searcher and remove something. So this card would be most likely played even more than the Shashin Penguin, because it's not when attacking, it's on play, so it's more direct. So instead of having to somewhat wait out to swing with both characters, you can just use the swing with searcher if you need to, and to kind of remove some board here and there, have more versatility on the deck. And then next turn you can obviously, he'll be still active, so you can still swing with him and then swap the power into something else. Next is this Luffy. Again, block number 1. I don't know if will this actually be rotated out. I think so. But obviously the reason this Luffy is in the discussion is because he's a great finisher. Giving 2 dawns and being able to swing to pass the blockers is something to always consider. He's a supernova, so he probably will be searchable, and so we do need to consider this card. Next is definitely the card that will be in the deck, no questions asked, which is this Law. You pretty much set up this Law, and every time he attacks he gives minus 2k, then you can switch his 7k power onto something else, which is a really good number. And not only that, is very much likely protected by removal, because you can just give minus 2k power for him. So this card is the only card I am 100% sure will be played in the deck. There's no way this card is not played. The power creep on OP14 would have to be absolutely insane. We're talking about like even worse than OP13 kind of insane. Sorry for the sirens in the background once again. But yeah, this will be obviously played. It is already searchable with whatever searcher comes in the deck, and it's already a really strong card, and so it needs to be in the deck, absolutely. Not only that, it says there Punk Hazard, which is pretty much what the leader is, so I think the synergy was already there, and when they made this card was already thinking of that Law. Next here is the Searcher Law. So obviously we need a new searcher. That's what I've been talking about throughout the whole game, the whole video. We need a new searcher, we need a red searcher. It doesn't have to be Law, it could be any other character, but it would be nice to have, just like this Law, look at the top 4 cards and then reveal a 2 cost or greater, Heart Pirates or Supernovas, and then add it to your hand. I think that would be really nice. Just this effect, but for Supernovas and Heart Pirates as a red. And I think we're gonna get it. We do have to get it again, because as you, by the video, you guys know, we revolve around using searchers or very low cost bodies to swing, which is also why Bartholomew is over here, obviously. And now let's go into the events. I'm thinking Law can have... Crocodile actually got one event that's very close to what I'm about to say, but I think Law will have... no, not Crocodile, actually Jinbei. Jinbei has one event that's very like what I think will happen. What I think they could give Law as an event, and to make this Luffy a bit more viable, is to give this exact event, but call it any Law attack and give him a main effect. So this event here, Kamakura Zusoshi, sorry if I said it wrong, is you choose up to one of your leaders or characters. It gains 3k power during this battle. Afterwards, one of your opponent's leader or character gets minus 2k power during this turn. So what I think Law will get as an event is something exactly like this, but instead of you choosing up to one of your leaders or characters just like that, you get to choose one of your Heart Pirates or Supernova leaders or characters. Or just Heart Pirates. It can be just for Heart Pirates and not for Supernovas. That kind of limitation would balance this card, because what I'm about to say is they would add a main effect, which is you can rest 3 Dawn, so you have to rest the 2 Dawn right over there, and then you would have to rest plus 3 Dawn, so that makes a 5 Dawn event, and then choose one of your opponent's characters, give it minus 5 Dawn, whatever, 5 Dawn, 5k power, and give one of your Heart Pirates or Supernovas plus 5k power. So pretty much you would be exchanging the power between those two. So just like the leader that exchanges the power between your characters, This event would allow you to exchange the power between your opponent and you. The reason I'm giving it a limitation of 5k is, let's imagine you actually just swap the power. That would be absolutely insane, especially in OP14 meta as we know it. Whitebeard blocker, yeah sure, let's just trade the power and that's it. Like you could just trade with this law, attack, give minus 2k to that Whitebeard, it becomes a 5k blocker, and then just switch into a searcher and give it another 12k swing. That would be too insane, and that's why I think it would have a limitation of 5k power exchange, which is already super good for 5 Dawn. It could be even more. I think it could even go to 6k, to be honest. I think it could, because but I think 5k would be fine, because this Shashin Penguin gives minus 2k, and then this law gives also minus 2k, so it would be taking away 5k, buffing up 5k, and then with each swing of these two you would actually put the other character even lower on power. So that would be very nice. But yeah, I think that could be a card, but obviously it would be super powerful card. I would even go to make it as a event, as a 3-cost event. So instead of resting 3 Dawn, you would rest 2 Dawn on main effect, but you need to have 3 Dawn up to actually use its counter effect. I don't know, but this is just some idea. And next is Gum Gum Jet Pistol and Gum Gum Mole. None of Gum Gum Jet Pistol might come back again. Block number is a problem here, but it's a supernova, so it might get to be searchable, and why we could pick it in exchange of Gum Gum Mulligan. Obviously, once the block system is in place, we would have to replace it by Gum Gum Mulligan. Gum Gum Mulligan, once again, is just a very good and versatile event for any red deck, so since we are decreasing a lot of power, having this would be really good. Not only that, if this interaction with the opponent of stealing its power to our own will make these two much more viable, and so I think Gum Gum Mole will be in the deck. I don't know if Gum Gum Jet Pistol will be in the deck. But yeah, these are the cards that I'm kind of basing on what could be the buffs for this new law, and I'm very excited. Just gonna prepare for this law, and this law is probably the future of the channel. I'm still gonna bring the old leaders that I'm currently playing. I hope you guys stick around, but I would be understanding if you're like, well, I kind of wanted to see you play Roger, I kind of wanted to see you play Purple Kata or Ace, so I'm just gonna unsubscribe or stop seeing my content. And that's fine, to be honest. That happened to me when I lost RP Law and when I stopped playing Purple Luffy as well, so it's something, but I preferred for my identity to be Law than to be anything else, to be honest. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.